Hello, I'm Jodi Ginsberg of Ginsberg Law Offices, and today I want to talk to you folks who are involved in the nursing industry, whether you're an RN, LPN, CNA, personal care attendant. We handle a lot of claims for clients who are involved in that industry. First, I want to say that you are wonderful people. Each and every one of you give of yourself, your physical body, and your heart in taking care of your patients. And unfortunately, because this is such a difficult area to work in, where you're dealing with patients who are unable to care for themselves, you put your body out there and you sustain some very significant injuries. Our clients are good-hearted people who unfortunately wind up with very significant injuries to their backs, their necks, arms, shoulders, knees, ankles, hips, etc. And we are happy to help you whenever possible. We find that many of our folks in this career field tend to not take their own injuries seriously enough. In fact, they put their patients' lives ahead of their own and wind up working and working and working beyond their physical capability simply because they want to be there to help their patients. And obviously everybody needs to try to keep their job, so they put their own physical body behind that of their patients' needs. And what winds up happening is you wind up making your own injury worse. It is very, very important when you sustain an injury to your body part when caring for your patients that you immediately report that to your supervisor, your manager, your head nurse, your charge nurse, whomever that person may be. If you don't do that and you go on for days and days and days, you're going to make yourself worse, number one. And number two, the further away from that date of injury you go, the less likely your boss is going to believe you. Now, while the law says you have up to 30 days from the date of your accident to report your injury, I always counsel my clients or my potential clients to report that injury immediately to their supervisor. Seek care immediately. Many times they will send you down to the emergency room if you're working in the hospital, or to the medical director if you're working in the nursing home, or to a local clinic if you may be doing in-home patient care. That is not really what is supposed to happen. They are supposed to provide you with a choice of 6 doctors. Obviously, being in the health field, it is easier for your employer to send you to their local doctor, like I said, whether it be in the hospital, the nursing home, or down the street to the clinic that they may be affiliated with. But the law says they must provide you with 6 different doctors, one of whom is an orthopedist. So always remember that. Report your injury, fill out the incident report, keep a copy of it, and seek care with a proper doctor. Those are most important in your line of work. We also have a lot of folks call us after they've done that and they've been put back to work. Either they've been told by the doctor they can return back to light duty work. They sometimes don't even receive the proper forms, the WC-240, which I urge you to go read about on my website. And the return to work puts you actually in a worse situation. Let's say, for example, you're treating a patient and you hurt your back significantly, and you seek care with a proper authorized treating physician under workers' comp because your supervisor shows you the list of doctors, and you go to those doctors and you treat with them, and then that doctor returns you back to work with a lifting restriction of no lifting over 20 pounds, no bending, stooping, or squatting. Yet you are told to go care for that patient, or you're working with a patient who all of a sudden starts falling off of their bed while you're in the room, or is in the shower and slips off the shower stool. As a nurse, as an LPN, as a CNA, as a care patient technician, your immediate response is to save that patient from falling. And you go and you do it, because how can you let them fall off the bed or fall off the shower stool? And what happens is you wind up increasing and aggravating your back injury or your shoulder injury or your knee injury. And we see this time and time again. So please be very, very clear about what you can and cannot do. Be very, very clear when you return to work, should you do so on a limited duty restriction, that you are very clear with your supervisor about the fact that you cannot handle the patient care if you have these type of lifting, pushing, or pulling, or carrying, or bending, or twisting restrictions placed upon you. Because putting you back on the floor to deal with your patients puts you in jeopardy as well as your patients in jeopardy. And it is a very, very difficult and complex issue to reconcile. So I urge you, when you have these issues come up, do not hesitate to give me a call. I'm happy to speak with you at 770-351-0801.